reaction to your brother's arrest, sir? Sir, what's your reaction to your brother's arrest?
Well, this is all happening very fast, but we have just literally this minute had a statement from the King about the arrest of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, and I can read that statement to you now. He says, "I've learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and the suspicion of misconduct in public office. What now follows is the full, fair and proper process by which this issue is investigated in the appropriate manner and by the appropriate authorities. In this, as I've said before, they have our full, wholehearted support and cooperation. Let me state clearly, the law must take its course. As this process continues, it would not be right for me to comment further on this matter. Meanwhile, my family and I will continue in our duty and service to you all." And that statement from the King is signed Charles R. So that is the response. Extraordinarily, we are due to see the King open London Fashion Week imminently, as his brother has been arrested this morning. So that's just in, Gail.
Yeah, I'm wondering, it was stunning. For us here in the United States, did you all have any heads up? Was there any talk that this was possibly in the works? Were you all as surprised as we were here in the U.S.?
There has been momentum building over the last few days, Gail. We saw yesterday, I think, an accumulation of around 7 or 8 police forces getting involved. We also had the involvement announced yesterday of the NCA, which is our national crime agency, sometimes described as the British FBI. So there has been a feeling that police forces could no longer not look at this very seriously, and I think it has been moving in one direction. That said, to see those police cars arriving, about 8 of them this morning, at the Sandringham estate, at Wood Farm, where Andrew is temporarily staying, is quite a moment. This is the King's brother who has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in a public office, the first senior royal to ever be arrested.
Roya, it's Vlad. Have we heard anything at all from the Prince's former wife, Sarah Ferguson, and his daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, and how they are perhaps reacting to this news?
At the moment, this is all very new, we have not yet heard from the former Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, or from Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie. It has been quite interesting in the last few weeks. Sarah Ferguson, we know, has been abroad a little bit. She has kept a very low profile, as have the princesses. Obviously, very difficult time for them. It's been made very clear from the palace and from the King that regardless of what Andrew Mountbatten Windsor may or may not have done, and we must stress he has always denied any wrongdoing in this issue, that the King has always been very clear to keep the girls close, but this is going to be a very difficult time for them. Things have seriously escalated now.
Roya, the phrase misconduct in office, what exactly does that mean? I'm not familiar with that. And what happens now?
Well, misconduct in a public office, there's various forms of it. What the police are looking at specifically here is the emergence of what the emails in the Epstein files appear to show, which is that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, during his decade as the UK's trade envoy from 2001 to 2011, appeared to send sensitive, highly classified documents and information, government information, briefing information on things like reconstruction in Afghanistan, on things like investment opportunities in around the world, from his trips around the world, from China contacts to Jeffrey Epstein. And there is a suggestion, not proven, there's a possibility that Jeffrey Epstein may have used some of that information to his financial advantage. We must stress again that Andrew has not been charged. He has merely been arrested on suspicion of this and denies any wrongdoing. But if someone is charged, and if they are found guilty of that offence, it does carry a maximum life sentence.
So we do now know that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, of course, former Prince Andrew, has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. This is according to the police. We've just received this statement. It comes just after we heard that police had arrived at the home of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, and that the police had been previously assessing evidence in relation to revelations in the so-called Epstein files. Now, what do we know so far? It has been a tumultuous few months, of course, for former Prince Andrew. He has been pushed out of the monarch's estate, essentially shoved into Sandringham, where he has lost all of his royal titles as well since last year, stripped of those royal titles by his brother King Charles. An anti-monarchy group filed a complaint against him after the most recent trove of documents was released, accusing him of violating his role as a trade envoy for the UK by sending secrets, by sending state information, by sending details of economic packages that Britain was working on to Jeffrey Epstein. Now, Mr. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has denied any wrongdoing, but these are absolutely extraordinary events for someone of this title, someone of this status, the brother of King Charles, to right now be arrested. Again, we are waiting for more information, but we also know that King Charles had previously said he is willing to work with the police if it comes to that, and it has clearly come to that moment.
The news is like Andrew Mountbatten has been arrested. Nah, that's Prince Andrew, all right? We didn't forget. Don't try and distance him now from the other freaking, you know what, let me not talk too much. I'm still an immigrant, innit? But don't try and distance him from the other guys. That's a royal, that's a prince. All of a sudden now he's just Andrew Mountbatten. Do you know how much dirt you have to have done for them to pull up on you on your birthday? Like, they're not letting this man breathe. Do you know how much dirt they must have on him, a royal? Don't forget that. Don't forget, even if they're trying to downplay it and distance him, they didn't even give this man the courtesy of anonymity or, you know, innocent until found guilty. None of that. They pulled up on him on his birthday and said, yep, you're coming with us. Now the media is trying to downplay it, and Andrew Mountbatten, nah, you need to call that man his royal lowness. You get me? His royal lowness. That's what you lot need to be calling him. Address him appropriately, please. Don't gaslight us.
Prince Andrew hasn't been arrested over child abuse. He's been arrested for leaking documents. If you think about 10 years ago, if you had said that there was an island where all of the global elite would gather and they would discuss and conspire and bet against markets and make decisions and plans about what they could do to continue enriching themselves whilst also being engaged in horrific child abuse, you would have been called a conspiracy theorist. That is literally what is being released through these Epstein files. Now, Prince Andrew and everyone else who took part in those parties should be arrested over their child abuse. But what the ruling class is moving quickly to try and check is actually this leaking of documents. This is the same thing that Mandelson has been accused of, leaking important government information to officials. That's what Epstein did. Epstein was the centerpiece to this whole class of people from all over the world. And he could move around and connect people with the relevant counterparts so that they could make decisions that would help them stay in their positions, that would help them continue to make a lot of money. What does it say that despite the release of the files and all of the information that we have, the only person so far that's been arrested is Prince Andrew, and it's not over the actual abuse that took place on the island? This isn't really just about Prince Andrew or Mandelson or any specific individual. This is about this entire ruling class being rotten and being engulfed with a sense of impunity. True justice is going to come from abolishing the system, the capitalist system, that has given all of these people the power to do what they've done.
Well, former Prince Andrew arrested on February 19th, his 66th birthday, and authorities are reporting that it's because of misconduct in a public office. The police are giving out minimal details. In fact, they only cited that a 60-year-old was arrested for public misconduct. They didn't actually name him. You may recall that back in 2025, Prince Andrew was stripped of all his royal titles and honors following his connection to those files, them documents. And as more of those documents were released, we did see a picture of him leaning over what looks like an unconscious woman. Weird. King Charles has since made a statement saying that the law needs to take its course and that he's deeply concerned by this development. I'm curious to know what y'all think. Do you think that this is going to be the start of people being held accountable who are linked to those documents, or do you think that this is just a one-off thing?
So, I guess powerful men do face consequences as long as they're not within the United States. Former Prince Andrew, the Queen's son, the King's brother, was just arrested on his birthday, no less, in connection to Epstein. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, which is his new title, it's no longer Prince Andrew, is the brother of King Charles III. Before his titles got stripped, he was a senior royal. Full palace access, military honors, trade envoy. And then came the friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. After so many lawsuits, that one disastrous interview, we all know what I'm talking about, and the overall public outrage, the monarchy pulled his titles. They said, not under us, you're not acting like this. He's basically in royal exile. Fast forward to today, February 19, 2026, his 66th birthday. He was arrested for misconduct in public office. Fast forward to today, February 19th of 2026, his 66th birthday. He was arrested for misconduct while in public office. They arrested him at Wood Farm on the Sandringham estate, which is royal property, and they're also investigating other properties in Norfolk and Berkshire as well. Reports suggest that Andrew may have shared potentially confidential government information with Epstein while he was a UK trade envoy. Andrew has not been formally charged yet, and he still consistently denies any bit of wrongdoing. He says he's innocent, but I guess we'll see about that. Prime Minister Starmer said, no one is above the law, which obviously feels pointed and is very true as long as you're, again, not in the US. Wild times we're in.
So guys, Prince Andrew has been arrested because of suspicion of misconduct whilst he was in public office. For me to wake up and see that this man has been arrested has been one of the happiest days. This is the biggest scandal for the British royal monarchy. How embarrassing that the son of Queen Elizabeth has been arrested because she's not alive no more to protect him no more. Apparently the royal family were not even informed. And as I record this video, his houses, the Travel Lodge, the Royal Lodge, wherever he was staying in, is currently being searched by the police. He was arrested on his birthday, and I told you guys that this Epstein madness is going to bring down the British monarchy because Prince William is also involved because of his Earthshot charity madness. Then you got King Charles and the fact that it was revealed that he helped to pay out the settlement for, Virginia Giuffre. So it's bringing down the British monarchy. The only thing they need to do is throw away Andrew and lock away the keys for some kind of responsibility to slowly begin, because it's affecting the current reign and the reign that's about to happen. That is why Prince Andrew has been arrested. He's going to go to trial. He's going to be in prison for a long time. It's happened, guys. It's begun. And arrest that beg, Sarah Ferguson. Do you understand? That wife of his begging to be his, concubine, begging Epstein to marry him, begging to throw his, daughters in the face of Epstein. Arrest her as well. This is chef's kiss to me, babe. This is chef's kiss. What do you mean? Prince Andrew, guys, has officially been arrested. How embarrassing.
Well, history has just been made and almost nobody is fully grasping what this means yet. Prince Andrew has been arrested. Yes, arrested by UK police. The man who was once the most protected member of the royal family has now been taken into custody at his residence. The authorities have also confirmed that the arrests related to suspected misconduct in public office. That means internally, in public office, there's been some misconduct. What that could be, we don't know. They're searching multiple locations as part of the active criminal investigation. And this isn't unprecedented, guys. A former senior royal in police custody, not questioned, not interviewed, but arrested. Now, for years, there were questions. Fingers were pointed. And now this is not just speculation. It's actually become a criminal matter. So what you have to understand, this story is developing. It is unfolding. And the world is now watching very, very closely because this is a royal. And what is it going to mean for the monarchy? What is it going to mean for the UK? What is it going to mean for our economy? And what else is going to unsurface that could send a tornado running around the whole of the UK. I'm Saira Hayati, I Make Money Make Sense and the rest. To keep following for more updates. I don't usually jump on this kind of thing and I haven't with Epstein files, but this is very important because it's close to home. I let everybody else do the other stuff, but this one is interesting to me. Anyway, keep following for more content.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel again. I didn't really wanted to push today that much, but guys, of course, as you know from the title, Prince Andrew has been arrested, and wow, this guy is actually surprising. It's actually quite surprising because they're saying Andrew Mountbatten Windsor arrested. Guys, actually I got this news 3 hours ago, and I didn't really actually wanted to focus, but when I opened on my social media, I just was a little bit bombarded with the news of Prince Andrew actually getting arrested. Wow, guys, never in the history of mankind would have actually grown to see or lived to see a royal person being arrested. And people are saying that they said he's best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, and they're saying, of course, it's no secret that he's actually quite present in the Epstein files. Guys, even Naomi Campbell as well has broken her silence in regards to the Epstein files. And guys, I'm going to cover that as well. Actually, guys, there have been strong rumors that has alleged Naomi Campbell to be actually one of the madams that link these underage girls to people. And people allege also that she's got very strong affiliations to the Epstein files and the Epstein Island. It's quite actually not nice to actually have yourself be associated with someone like Epstein. And of course, like, even Hillary Clinton has come out to talk about, oh, there were things about these emails, it's nothing big and everything. Actually, it's actually something huge, because there's a phrase called, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. It's not by any, let's say, mistake where you see people actually just, these names just appear from anywhere. It doesn't just appear from anywhere. There's something behind it, because actually, I do think they knew this was going to actually come out, because if you look actually about a few months ago, he lost his royal title. People are actually making a mockery of it and say, please don't you ever say Andrew Mountbatten. It is Prince Andrew. So why are you trying to say, oh, he's been far from the royal family? Oh, that's what people are trying to say. People are saying, oh, don't say Andrew Mountbatten. Say Prince Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has been arrested. And guys, come to think of it, of course, if you've seen from the video, he was not even arrested due to his affiliation to Epstein. He was arrested due to his connections with because he said because of misconduct. Yeah, they say due to his let's say misconduct. I don't know how to put it. Yeah, they say he was arrested due to misconduct, and because he has because of leaking confidential information. Is that not strange that he was arrested not even because of his affiliations to Epstein, but due to his leaking confidential information to, I don't know to who, but that was it. Of course, as you saw from the beginning of the video, they did ask the King Charles, and King Charles actually had absolutely no comment to talk about. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. Do you know why? Because actually, this is actually modern monarchy. It's modern monarchy, guys. I'll tell you why this is actually quite a modern modern royal dynasty or monarchy. Because guys, when you saw the beginning of the video, when people were actually doing paparazzi and asking questions for the King Charles, guys, I don't know if it's actually ever happened with the Queen. Come to think of it, someone said, there was Murad Merali, I don't know if you know of him, he too has had some scandal. He was talking about how it's crazy that he had just woken up from sleep and he saw how the former Prince Andrew has been arrested, and how, oh my days, his mom is not here to protect him anymore. Rumor was loads of the money he had for the settlement was the money given by his mom, the late Queen Elizabeth, um, to settle the people who were allegedly his victims. Guys, I'm saying like allegedly because I don't want to say something so like so in kind of like in a very defiant manner and say I'm correct, you know, and I actually have a lawsuit. So that's why I'm actually strongly using allegedly to report this fact. And it's quite crazy to me. And someone was also saying in one of the videos and saying, oh, if she does agree that this is going to be a very significant time in history because usually people like in America, it's rare before people like the presidents are arrested due to crime they have committed. Guys, yes, he's been arrested, but guys, it's still not due to his links with Epstein. That is very important. And those are two different things. Because if he was accused of maybe linking with misconduct and confidentiality, guys, it's actually quite different to sexual assault. Actually, it is actually more of a stronger scandal. And I think, guys, all this arrest thing and everything is actually done to protect him. I do speculate that there's gonna be like a very more gruesome things that are gonna come out. And guys, the diabolical nature of these things coming out about the Epstein file, it's not just to let the public know. Someone was talking about how it's to desensitize the public concerning how they have actually grown in society to accept what is normal and what is not normal. And even to believe what is not normal, it is actually to program us to be desensitized and actually say, this again. And remember when I said in one of my videos where this desensitization of the public is to say, oh my days, you know, like I did say that there was this person who is now a preacher, a pastor, a prophetess. Prophetess Tiffany. I didn't call her name the last video, but I'll call her name this video. She was talking about that at first when she was living in the ghetto or a poor neighborhood, there were lots of people that were having lots of funerals because people, of course, you already know what happens before someone has a funeral. I mean, someone is no longer, well, it means someone is dead or someone is, someone has died. So she was talking about how when she was living in a poorer side of town, when she never had no money, of course, she was living in a poorer side of town. Every day she would attend a funeral and she would think that is normal, right? She would think that's normal. It's when she has to come out of a situation before she says, oh my days, I can't believe I was so insensitive and so desensitized to thinking attending a funeral every day is actually part of life. No, it's not. You don't attend funerals every day. No, that's not something that's normal. I can recount how many funerals I've attended in my life, and I will never ever ever want to attend one ever again for a very long time. Let me not swear, for a very, very long time. You understand? So she was talking about this. So they want to desensitize us to be thinking about like the most gruesome thing is important. I think the desensitization of the most gruesome things has already started. There was this movie that was released by Chloe Kravitz. Is it Chloe Kravitz? I don't know if her name is Chloe Kravitz. Oh damn! Is it Chloe Kravitz? Is it something Kravitz? She's got roots, strong roots. I think she acted as Catwoman in one series or whatever. Is it Zoe Kravitz? Thank you, that's her name, Zoe Kravitz. She made this movie in Prime Video called Blink. It's concerning the vile things. It was a presentation of what could go on an Epstein Island. Guys, I would say what that movie was showing us, I did not even begin to understand the depth of how evil it was. Yes, I didn't begin to understand the depth of how evil it was. It was gruesome, it was rubbish, it was horrendous. I did not begin to understand the depth at which that movie was gruesome. So it was actually quite crazy. So anybody saying, guys, catch you in the next video. Maybe I'm going to talk about Naomi Campbell, and also, guys, that Netflix with that documentary for Tyra Banks, that ATM or American Next Top Model documentary, guys, I'll talk about it. Tyra, man, you have to take accountability. Bye, guys.